Hello and welcome back to UDL Farming. So we're now in midsummer. We're getting closer and closer to the harvest season, and today our plan is to cut the grass we have in our big field. It's the second cut of the year, so we're going to be doing quite well out of this, and we're going to actually tether it and leave it in the sun to dry. And the thinking is we're going to get hay, and what we're going to do, we're going to rent a bigger baler this time. And we're going to keep some of the hay. We've worked out we need roughly 15 bales to pay for the baler, the bigger baler. And we're going to keep we're going to sell enough to pay for the baler and keep the rest of the bales, maybe 4, maybe 6, and they're going to go to Nighthawk's farm for his TMR mix. All we're really waiting on for that, because we've got silage there. The hay will do, and that should set him up for this year and possibly next year for the TMR for the cows. And then it's just a case of waiting for our straw harvest, and then we will be able to give that to him as well, and then his cows will be fed for about 2 years is kind of thinking at this point, if we've worked everything out right and our maths right. So we're going to start cutting. Irish has gone to the shop to pick up the tedder we've brought. £2,500. It's a 4 metre wide tedder, so it's only a small one. But it doesn't need to be massively big, mainly because we are still using small tractors. So we don't actually need something massive at this point. And I'm going to start cutting the grass. It should dry out to a degree in the sun. We're into some pretty nice weather now for the next few days. Just in time for harvest season. But the tedder should speed that process up at least. We're not going to lease the baler until we know this is ready for hay. Just because the leasing, the amount of time you have it for affects how much it costs, and you want it before midnight kind of thing. So we may start this today, but not see the finished article of the bales until maybe tomorrow. And that's our current plan. Farm is doing well, we're making money, which is always a good thing. Nighthawk is fed in time with his animals, and they seem to be doing well. No offspring yet though. And the pigs and chickens at the satellite farm seem to be doing well as well. Again, no offspring. But then it's probably early days for that. So as you remember from last time, this is quite a big field. I'm not going to bore you with seeing the whole thing of me cutting it, as it is just going to be me going around in big loops. So what we'll do, we'll come back when all the grass cutting is done, and we'll see how Irish is getting on with the tethering. We'll see you in a little bit. So that's the field finally finished. Irish is still going round tethering the grass to try and dry it. We've got very good drying potential currently, which is good. We've just got to wait now for it to turn into hay. We think it might be end of day, possibly, and we're waiting until it's actually hay before we lease the baler, just to save some money. Something we're just going to go and check. We're going to head to the BGA now and check on some of the silage bales that should by now be ready to put in the BGA as silage. They're the bales we had left over after we did a contract, but they should be ready to go. Fields are coming on nicely. It shouldn't be too long now until harvest time is ready for some of these, especially our wheat. Our wheat is looking amazing. We're looking forward to harvesting that. Should be a good harvest. The weeds are in the field. There are going to be some there. We don't spray any of our fields. We're trying to do them al natural at this point, mainly because we couldn't afford the spreaders to actually put the herbicide on. The same as we haven't fertilised or anything this harvest season. Again, cutting costs and keeping costs low when we first started. With the animals now, we should hopefully be able to have some fertiliser which we could then use on our fields and even help contracts, to be fair. We have found a lot of the fertilising contracts you end up losing money if you're not careful. I think Nighthawk's going for a quick drive of this by the looks of things. We'll have a little race with Nighthawk at this point. The tractor beats the truck. And there's a car. I was too busy looking at what Nighthawk was doing, the fact he was speeding up to pay attention to the road. Yeah. If you do drive a tractor on the road, good thing to think about is other cars and other traffic. And don't think about racing other people. Concentrate on what you're doing. Bit of a tip. Yeah.
Found out.
Well, if you watched the last episode, you would have seen Nighthawk crashing spectacularly and rolling his vehicle. We all had a good laugh afterwards. So I suppose it was someone else's turn. This tractor will never beat that truck in a race anyway. We know this. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to jump out. You can buy a device, I cannot for the life of me think what its name is, but it's a little hand tool and it can tell you if the silage bales are done. They are. So they're ready to go in. If we quickly run across here, we'll have a quick look how long these have got. So these have got 56 hours, so they're the most recent. And then they've got 6 hours. So what we'll probably do is get these first silage bales in now and do the others tomorrow, and then that's an income coming in kind of every day. That way we've always got some money coming in. And these are all silage left over. We've stored some at Nighthawk's farm as well, ready for the TMR when we finally get the straw. There we go, that's one. 4,000 litres in. Nighthawk's jumping on the bales.
Yep, this one's ready.
Nighthawk jumping on the bales reminded me of being a kid, walking into one of the farmers' field, just when they've baled hay. Big old bales we used to jump on.
We used to make castles out of them because they used to stack them up high. Used to climb on them.
Used to be the fun old days.
That's when you could get away with it and then run off because the farmer's chasing you.
So how many bales have we got here, Nighthawk, to put in?
This one I'm standing on here is ready. So that was what, 3 with this one?
This will be the third, yeah. Silage currently is going at £150 per 1,000 litres. So it's not bad money, it's easy money, especially if it's left over from a contract, which is what we've got. Like I say, this is all left over from the baling contract, so it's free money in a way. The work's been done, we've been paid for the contract. This is just left over.
By the looks of it, they're all ready.
Perfect. So we get all these
They're
in.
all coming up as slow. There's not coming up with a percentage on them.
No, perfect. What we'll do is then, after we've got these in, we'll head back to the farm and we'll use our device to just see what the water content of the grass is. But I've got a feeling we'll have to wait probably until late tonight, tomorrow morning, to be able to turn it into hay fully and bale it. But that's okay, because we won't want to lease the baler too close to the end of the day, because you have to pay more come midnight. So we're probably better off waiting anyway until the morning before we lease a baler. Especially, we want to spend £5,000 on a baler to lease. Kind of want it ready to rumble in one go, really. We have carefully worked out costs just to make sure we know how many bales we have to sell to make our money, to actually pay for the baler. Considering why is this one not going in? Considering the actual hay, okay, is all for the animals. So other than selling to recover costs, the only reason we're doing it, and not just keeping it as grass and doing it quicker, is because we just need it for the TMR for the cows.
My cows need to feed.
Along with the fact that we have how many bales of grass waiting for the sheep, I think? No,
What did I say it was about? I think it was about 90.
it's a silly number.
70s, yeah.
It's roughly about 3 years worth of grass to feed the sheep, which is good. It saves us having to worry about it. But 3 years worth of grass is a lot of grass.
Yeah, well, hopefully once we can afford a bigger baler, we won't need the smaller grass ones. It means we won't have to store as much.
No, I think that is the downside. The small bales we used on that field, they only hold 517 litres, I think it is.
That's the downfall.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, but it's not a lot. It's still a lot. It's 3 years worth of food. I might have to sort it out and sell some, so I've only got like 2 years worth.
Yeah, although we may go through more of the sheep breed. That's the other thing to think about.
True. But I'll have to keep a watchful eye on that one.
Yeah. So that's all the silage in. So the far pile here, they'll be ready by the end of the day. So we'll probably put them in the morning, and then with these ones will be ready in a few days' time. So if we head back to the farm now, we can go and see what the water content of our grass is. I've learnt my lesson, I'm not going to race anyone. Though I am overtaking the really slow car. Have I got the legs? Has the tractor got the legs? No, it hasn't, as another car's coming the other way. Try again. It has got the legs this time. Nighthawk, you've been busy at your farm, I hear.
Yep, got quite a bit done.
What we might do then, we'll take a quick detour on the way back to the farm before checking the grass and just have a quick look at what Nighthawk's been up to on the farm while he recklessly overtakes us. It's on the way back to the main farm, it's just a different route. So we'll have a quick look. We haven't had a chance to visit since he's been doing some new bits to it.
Yeah, unfortunately I had to downgrade my house.
Are you moving out and just not told us then?
Well, I've got a little love shack on the farm.
Oh, this we have to see.
It was getting a bit too cramped in the main cabin with 4 of us.
You say 4, we barely ever see Millipede now, so... So here we are, back on the farm. Sheep and cows look very happy. Let's go and have a look. Ah, nice shed. I will say the tree growing through the corner isn't brilliant.
Yeah, I've got to do a bit of landscaping on that tree.
We're going to have to cut the tree down. And is this your new accommodation then?
That is the new accommodation. That is my little love shack.
Nighthawk has moved out.
It's all I could afford at the time.
Where's the bed?
Oh, it's one of them futon things. So see this thing here? It doesn't pull out. So I sleep on the couch.
At least you've got a nice TV and sound system.
Well, I've got to listen to my agricultural programs.
It's a nice area, to be fair.
It's a bit small, but it'll do for me. It's all to make money for the main farm anyway, so...
Exactly. So the sheep look happy, and the cows look good. Right, we better get back and see how Irish is getting on with the grass. Just so we're getting there. You know, it is looking better. And it's all a long-term plan, that's the thing. Financially, we're fairly stable. We're holding our own, we're not losing money. And we are coming up for harvest season, so a good harvest season. There is a cow on the road, Nighthawk. Betty is loose.
Yeah, I forgot to shut the gate.
Okay.
I'll get her back.
I managed to avoid her. But yeah, we're holding our own. She does like to wander. Yeah, we're holding our own, we're not losing money, and that's the main point. For the first year, we were expecting a loss because of the loan. We've managed to pay back £15,000, so I think if we end the year with a good harvest, we could be in a very good position for year 2. That's our thinking currently. We're still a bit undecided of what the next step is. We're not completely settled in Marwell. We are contemplating looking around at other opportunities. There's Irish still driving. So we'll park up over here and we'll just wander across. And we shall have a quick look and see how dry this is. So it's showing 10% water still, and it hasn't turned to hay yet. So what we'll probably do is we'll come back when this is hay and when we're ready to start baling, because we could be waiting a little while before this turns. So we'll see you again soon. And we are now back. It's a day later, well, a day and a half later after we cut the grass, and it is now turned to hay. Finally, it took a while. So we're just at the shop. We need to lease a baler to bale the hay. This time, instead of going for the really small bales, we're actually going to lease a bigger baler. Mainly because we're going to keep some of the hay for making TMR on Nighthawk's farm. And just because we think it'll be quicker. We are 1 day away from harvest season. So we want this done and dusted before we are ready to harvest. The only thing I've just realised, I've just leased a baler and I don't know if we've got enough horsepower to pull it. I'm about to find that out. We have. Luckily, that could have gone majorly wrong. So we'll just head back to the farm now. and then we can start baling. All the others are at the farm currently. So what we're going to do is bale all the hay, keep some for Nighthawk's farm for TMR, the rest will go to the biogas. Because actually, while I think about it, yeah, none of our other animals take it, it's just TMR. So, you know, the rest will go to biogas. We hopefully will make money back on the lease of the baler. And we should have near enough all the components of TMR. We're just waiting on our straw harvest, and then we're ready to make our own TMR, and then Nighthawk won't have to buy it anymore. That's the plan.
Yay!
The only thing we've got to be a bit careful of at the minute is we are due rain tomorrow according to the weather forecast. We're estimating our harvest to be ready to go tomorrow, so that may become a problem. The reason my tractor was just then squirming all over the place is when you try and turn a corner, obviously this baler is quite big compared to my tractor. It does make steering a little bit more difficult. But here we are, back on the farm. So we can actually start. Whoa! Yeah. This tractor is massively underpowered for this baler. But it will do the job.
The baler is pretty much over the size of your tractor.
Where are you going?
Sorry.
There's Nighthawk reversing straight into us. Yeah, I know it's twice the size of the actual tractor. Okay, so if we get the baler all unfolded, lower the pickup, and turn on the baler, we can actually start baling. We did think about windrowing this to make it a bit quicker and easier, but it's more expensive. We can avoid the expense at the minute. Better for us. I can see that I'm struggling with this tractor up the hill. Let's see how we get on. I'm hoping we'll be okay. Hopefully we'll... So the bales this time around will be 4,000 litres, so a lot more than our other 500 and something litre small bales. And we've got to get this done before the rain hits. That's a big thing at this point. The tractor's not doing too bad at pulling. I'm doing 12 miles an hour, so it's not too bad. So as you can see, this is probably going to take us quite a while to get this done. So what we'll do is we'll come back again when we are nearly finished. I think that's probably the best plan. So we'll see you again soon. And we're back. It's taken about 2.5 days, roughly, to do all this. We've finally got the last of the hay to the biogas. It's been a hard slog. I can't even tell you how many bales we did in total because I lost count. And we have been putting them in as we go. So this is the last load. They'll go in there and that'll be money for us come the end of the day. It's been tough going, but I think it's definitely worth it. So we've got the hay now for the TMR for Nighthawk's cows as well. We're just missing the straw, which next day or so should be harvest time for our field. And this is all profit really. We've already paid for the baler several times over, so now it's just a case of letting that go through and be processed, and we'll gain the profits at the end of the day.
Two more
left, yeah. We're hoping, if we look at the harvest season, our wheat should be ready to harvest tomorrow. I think that's roughly when it should be ready. Which will probably when we'll see you again, to be fair. We still haven't quite worked out how we're going to do it in terms of harvesters and things, whether we have 2 running because of the size of the field. We don't want to lose the crop before we've finished harvesting. Plus we'll need a baler. So it's going to be an interesting process. We've got to try and work out. But yeah, at the minute it is going well. We're making money. And we're roughly about halfway through the year of our first year in Marwell. So hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.